on my way to town, a good market friend of ours, Clint, has offered to give us one of his big solar panels in exchange for two of our small ones, which is a huge help. We've got 210 watt panels and he has offered to give us one 330. Bugs has also lent me his bucky for his pickup to go and pick it up. So the idea would be to add another one of these panels on top of the roof rack, and then we'll be totally off the grid. Clint here has helped me quite a lot in exchange for my two small little dinky solar panels. So I stopped over at NP Wood to get a nice door handle for the truck. What I quite liked was this gives you quite a bit of safety and security when it comes to that big wooden door going on the side of the truck. We got a black one to match the trimmings of the truck. I got a call from Barry a while ago, and he's the guy that's making our front door from the wood. He said that the front door is ready. I've just gone and bought a good quality lock so that he can fit the lock to the door. The door looks absolutely awesome. So we've been doing a bit of shopping because we sold the car. Ilandi's not here to check out the tap. Oh, this is a lot of plastic. We do get mealie mailers, courier bags made from mealies or corn, which is pretty cool, and then that's compostable, so maybe a courier company is looking into that. Also now get a biodegradable bubble wrap, which is cool. Might want to look into that. Right, let's check it out. Yo, that is very nice. That's obviously going in the kitchen. Load shedding has caught me once again. So no electricity to weld, but I thought I'd continue with the roof. So as you can see, we've got a corrugated roof. In those corrugations, we'd like the water to run underneath the flashing and into the guttering system. The guttering system is actually cladded up, so it's underneath this panel. But what we'd like to prevent is all the muck and debris, like leaves, going into that system and blocking it up. We did a bit of research on what would work as a solution, like a mesh or a sponge, and we found that open cell polyurethane foam is the one you need. We then went to a foam shop and they were very nice about it, saying that that type of sponge for that specific application is very expensive. They usually use it in koi ponds. They instead sent me to a cleaning supply shop that sells pot scorers. Their thinking is that a pot scorer is made to go into water, so probably mold resistant, and it will let enough water through while blocking all of the leaves. Got my very good friend Benny here today. So we're going to take Betsy for a quick drive with the reef rack and see if everything holds up. So we did go and test drive it yesterday, but still the roof rack is not 100%. So what's happening at the moment is that the downward forces are fine, so everything on the mountings are as solid as they can be, but because the roof rack is mounted on long arms, the weight at the top can still move forward and back. One idea is to take little cables and span them from the arm to the inside of the roof rack and from the other side also. Another thing that I'll do is I'll definitely strengthen those up. It is a thick plate, but I can see on the back one it's already started bending a little bit with the force of the nut being pushed up. I'm going to put some gussets in there and then also some rubber underneath the little T-feet on the rain gutter so that they don't scratch. So I've cut the gussets to go on top of these guys. As you can see, this plate has already started bending slightly, even though it's a 6mm plate. I'll weld the gussets in there and then tighten the heck out of that threaded bolt and see if that makes any difference at all. I made slight adjustments to these little fittings, put some conveyor belt around the bottom feet, welded in some gussets. Not a pretty weld, but it's very strong anyway. So that's going in there like that so that this arm doesn't scratch the rain gutter. Okay, so I've just come back from town. Because this roof rack still has a little bit of wiggle at the top, it's been suggested that I put steel cabling across as bracing. Stainless steel cable. I got all these turnbuckles and shackles and all in all. Another 2 drill bits. Works out to about 1,400 rand. I'm hoping, really hoping that sorts out our little wiggle, and then if it does, then it's turned out to still be quite a bit of a cheap roof rack. This looks very sturdy, and I don't think I'm going to tighten it more than that. I think it's going to look alright. Let's say a big branch did come from the front and it hit there, it could still smack the windscreen, but now with this it's got less chance, and the branches get picked up with this cable and thrown over. So, but we'll see if it sorts out the problem, which is the wiggling around of this frame. We got all the cables in to strengthen it. Even at the back it's braced with a cross brace, but still this rack in the front has got a little bit of movement. I'm quite happy with the stability of this roof rack now. One of those cables can take 1.5 tons worth of weight. What I'm going to do now is I'll take the two front ones off. That one in particular needs a bit of adjustment. As you can see, a turnbuckle is turned all the way and there's still a little bit of play in the cable. Cut these pieces off, tidy up those welds and then spray it, and then yeah, start with the next thing. You really got to stay ahead of this load shedding thing, because it's always juggling with time. Just now I was grinding again, power went off, 2 hours, so then I've got to find something else to do. Luckily it's back on now, and I'm going to start with the roof lining. Yolandi's already made a little bit of a template for me. I'm going to cut that out, and then I've got the old roof lining that came with the truck. And I carefully took that off the old piece of masonite board, and I'm going to stick that back onto this one. So while I'm busy on this side, Yolandi has been sending me awesome pictures of herself and her dad. Stripping down the bike, getting it prepped for painting it, and it looks absolutely awesome. I can't wait to see it. I'm picking up Yolandi in about 2 days time, bringing the bike back. The bike has now been named Blossom. Looking very much forward to seeing Yolandi and the bike again. I'm going to continue with the roof lining now. As you guys have seen before, it's been looking like that for probably 2 years now. So next up is the interior side of the aircon. I've got to find a suitable place to mount it. So there's not much space anywhere, except I was thinking of mounting the aircon on a swivel platform so that it drops down, or it goes up. Yeah, goes up, folds away, and then when we use it, we just drop it down. I won't be able to mount there because the surface is not flat. I don't really want to mount it like that. I suppose I can mount it like this, then it's always in a fixed position. Yeah, maybe we must just mount it here. That might work. I just decided to go with a flat mount. It's just going to be a lot less complicated, and once you've fastened it, you know it's not going anywhere. I'm going to use the scrap steel that I've got left over to build a little mounting bracket for it. Okay, so I've got my little interior aircon unit bracket bolted up, and I'm gonna bolt it through there and there and at the bottom. I'm also gonna put it on some conveyor just to pull it down tightly, so it'll be like that and sit inside like so. Just be mounted to the cab of the truck. Also, I want to paint it, but I see I've run out of black paint, and running to town is just too much of a mission. So I've got some yellow paint left over, so I'll paint it yellow. It's going to be nice and bright in the cab. Yeah. We've been holding on to this little propane geyser for a couple of years now. I think while I've got some yellow in the spray gun, I'm gonna open this up and take off the shell, mask it up and spray it yellow. Very excited today as Barry the carpenter is coming to deliver the front door as well as the little toilet hatch that's going in there today. This is the front door, so it's a farm style door, and then these are all the decking planks that are going on top of the roof rack. Little doors, the one going on the crawl through space going to the cab, and the other one for the toilet cartridge hatch. Barry has done an excellent job with this. So obviously very happy with our doors. Yeah, Barry's quite an impressive carpenter. He actually built this for pugs, and then it's a rubber band rifle. Load it. Like that. Cock it like that and shoot it. It can take about 6 rounds of this. I'll actually put Barry's details in the description of this video, and yeah, if you guys want to support him. I just went to check on that wood again. Yo, it's nice. It's jacaranda wood, so if you've ever been to Pretoria, or Tshwane as they call it now, you would have noticed those trees with the pink and purple flowers on them. So these jacaranda trees, the ones that fell over on Tosh's farm. Wait, actually let me give you guys a good look at this plank. That's going to be like our sundowner's deck, and this wood is just too nice. And they came raw cut, as you saw, so that's actually too nice for an exterior deck, but nevertheless it's going to look awesome. And I'm going to seal it with a polyurethane sealant, which is also a spray-on thing. You would have noticed I love polyurethane, like super strong, so it works very well for sealing anything or for sticking anything. It's supposed to be UV resistant, as well as obviously a marine coating. So I got the polyurethane, it's standing in the back there. It was super expensive, had to save up for it. And then we're also going to treat the front door as well as the 2 other small doors. Hope that the sun and the wind and the weather and the dunes won't eat it alive. I'm going to stick this down now and then put in the aircon and then start connecting it. Tomorrow is fetching Yolandi in Woodbank from her parents, and also seeing the bike. Very excited to see the bike. So it'll be Betsy, Blossom, Robin and Yolandi. Okay, so I've got the interior aircon bracket ready. And the reason I had to put conveyor belt in underneath is a little plastic piece sticking out underneath it. So if you had to put it steel to steel, it wouldn't be flush against the plastic. So I cut these conveyor pieces out, so that'll hopefully eliminate any rattling or scratching. So I'm going to take this to the truck and then put it down in the cab, mark it, drill it, bring this back, put it on, mount it, and then put it into the truck. While I'm busy here, I thought I'd just share a thought with you. If you're planning on building a truck or a van or a tiny home or something like that for yourself, yeah, it's probably going to turn out more expensive than what you budget for. Betsy's budget has changed probably 5 or 6 times. So now, for instance, on the last one, now we've sold our car and we thought, yo, that's going to get us extremely far. But you forget that you've got living costs. All your money doesn't necessarily go to the build, but you can do it a lot cheaper if you do it yourself. It's just going to take a lot more time, as you can see. It's going to take a lot of patience, 3 or 4 times longer than what you think it's going to take. The upside is, if you start now, then you'll finish sooner than if you start tomorrow. So I think it's going to be totally worth it. Well, I'll let you know. Life on the road does have all the pros. I know it's got lots of cons, but the pros should outweigh it for it to be worth it.
Okay, we did have a video in here.
Yeah, so Yolandi is about to show me the bike and I'm seeing it for the first time as well. On the next one, I sit down with Paul from MW to do the final designs for the toolboxes and bike lift, as well as we install the doors and the planks for the sundowner stick.